Jason Gilbo here at JGilbo11, breaking down some stacks for tonight's slates. Looking outside of Coors tonight, obviously Coors you can in play. Jose Quintana's on the hill against Jeff Hoffman. I'm once again more looking at the Rocky side, even with Quintana being actually a above average pitcher. But you can look at the righties, even the lefties still. Charlie Blackmon, Mark Reynolds, Trevor Story, Nolan Arenado, DJ LeMahieu. That's kind of the stack you can work with. But we're going to head outside of Coors. We're going to look at Texas. I think both sides are in play, but I'm going to talk more Texas here. Jesse Chavez, he has reverse splits, 377 WOBA to right-handers, 259 ISO. Obviously, Carlos Gomez, Adrian Beltre, two bats from the right side that you can really look at here, while the others are lefties. But look at Beltre, 354 WOBA, 235 ISO since coming back from the DL against righties. Carlos Gomez, 380 WOBA, 259 ISO. You look at Chavez, and people are going to be looking at 291 WOBA to lefties. I'm going to probably stay away, but he has an expected WOBA of 346. So regression's coming. The 33% line drive rate is pretty notable. I don't mind Shin-Soo Choo, 188 ISO against righties. Nomar Mazara, Rogan Odor over, around a 200 ISO against righties as well. Chavez is pretty much a standard arm. He's going to throw his fastball. He's going to throw his changeup for about 75% of the time. Rangers heat up fastballs. They're middle of the road against kind of the secondary stuff, or a little bit below par. But, I don't mind Chavez if he's throwing 55% fastballs. Texas has got one of the highest run totals on the night. They're not badly priced. They're in that kind of mid-4 range. DraftKings, on FanDuel, you get most of these guys. Beltre and Odor are a little bit expensive, but all the other guys are around the 3K mark. So it's not an expensive stack, and you can kind of get it in one, pay up for whoever you want on the hill, because there's no extreme option tonight. Dodgers are my next one. Kind of a letdown last night against Hamill. Tonight, they're getting Ian Candy, who's been a little bit lucky this year. 305 WOBA, has an expected WOBA to lefties at 345. So Utley, Seager, Bellinger, Grandal, Jock, these guys are going to be in play for me. He's still home run prone, especially the left-hander. He's allowing a ton of fly balls. You look at Bellinger, Jock, Grandal, all over 200 ISO against righties, while Corey Seager, Justin Turner are slightly less power this year, but still around that 180 mark. So Kansas City bullpen, it's also pretty subpar, middle of the road. It's nothing special. Really, really hot night, so balls should be able to carry outside of Los Angeles. This is, once again, it's not that expensive of a stack as it used to be. Bellinger's been struggling a little bit, so his price has dropped. He's only 4,200 on DraftKings, so good stuff here. I like the Dodgers bats. I think they're going to be they might be a little bit lower ownership than last night's, just because people were off them. But I could also maybe see it staying put just because the salary or the slate hasn't really changed. It's not a huge one either, and people will still continue to kind of pick on Kennedy. If you're looking to be contrarian, Cincinnati Reds are in play for me, and obviously Arizona at home. This has just become kind of a repeat of myself, but Arizona at home obviously would be in play. Luis Castillo is kind of that boomer bust arm tonight. Reds bullpen's coming back down to earth, but I'm going to look on the contrarian side and look at Cincinnati here. Taijuan Walker has been better than previous years. Cincinnati is still carrying high price tags from the Coors slate. Vegas isn't really loving them either, but their run total, start at 4. It's up to around 4.5, which is a good note. I just look at this Reds offense. There's just a ton of power. You look at whether it's Zach Cozart or Scooter Gennett in the lineup, over 350 WOBA for both of them, over 200 ISO against righties this year. Joey Votto, Scott Schebler, Adam Duvall are all guys on the same boat with just over 200 ISO. Billy Hamilton has that stolen base and run upside, but, they're a contrarian team. I expect them to all be kind of, 10% or less. I don't see them any more than that, even in Chase. I just think the price tags are going to be weighing them down because, outside of really Scott Schebler, Billy Hamilton, most of these guys are pretty expensive. Joey Votto, especially. Adam Duvall's up there as well. Scrooge Gennett had a good core series, so his price is bumped up. So it should keep the ownership down. But as I mentioned, Coors, Arizona's going to be kind of the popular ones. Texas will be popular. I think after that, you're going to get Dodgers at some average ownership, and then Cincinnati is kind of the contrarian way to go tonight. So let's wrap things up. You can head over to DaveHasselCafe.com, check out our tools and content.